Lab Addicts Music Group. Lab Addicts Music Group. Lab Addicts Music Group.
Goody was
Lab Addicts Music Group.
what's goody, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Maas, and I'm not sure what's going on, but my speaker's not working. It may have died. It may have died. It may have died. Not sure, but we're gonna keep moving. It's Tuesday. This is show 2 of season 2. There's been a lot going on. A lot going on. We're gonna talk about Diddy tonight. Y'all know we gotta throw Trump in there. We gotta throw Trump in there. He is on a mission. I'm not really sure what kind of mission he's on, but he's on a mission, and we're gonna talk about it tonight. But before we go any further, we gotta give thanks to the Most High for allowing us to see another day, see another sunrise, see another sunset. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I don't know what I did, but yeah, we're just gonna use the voice today. Cassie's testimony. Will Diddy's lawyers be able to prove that it's not illegal to be a freak? And make no doubts about it, Diddy is a freak. We're going to read I'm not going to read the whole thing, but we're going to read excerpts from Cassie's testimony. What do you all think? There are people that are saying that Diddy is going to jail for life. For life. I'm going to say that one more time for clarity. For life. What's going on, Squirt? What's going on, YWG? What about the Menendez brothers? What happened to them? Oh, Tory Lanez got stabbed up yesterday in prison. They said that a Mexican gang stabbed him up because he was spreading too much wealth and making it comfortable for all of the black inmates in his cell block. So they tried to take out the funder. He got stabbed 14 times. They said he got stabbed 8 times in the back, 2 times in the head, and 4 times in the abdomen. Both of Tory Lanez's lungs collapsed. He was on a ventilator for a large portion of the day. And it seems as though he's going to make it. They got 50, the Menendez brothers got 50 more years. Okay. The microphone is back. The microphone is, well, they said he didn't want to be in PC. But they're saying that what happened to Tory Lanez is going to cause a race riot. Right now, the black African American inmates are on lockdown because they've already said that there's going to be retribution for what they did to Tory Lanez. But that's another thing. But yeah, I didn't hear about the Menendez brothers, but 50 more years? I thought they already had life terms, so I guess they got life plus 50 years now. Whew. But Diddy and Trump are leading this week's news cycle. I think we'll talk about Trump first, because I think it's going to get kind of long-winded when we talk about Diddy and Cassie's scathing testimony today. But Donald Trump is in the news because, for one, last week he said, and I think that his statement last week when he said that he didn't know if he had to follow the Constitution as a president. When he said that last week, I knew something was coming down the line. And it came when he is now reportedly going to receive, the United States is going to receive a Qatari Airlines jumbo jet. And the thing about that is it's going to have to be converted. They're going to have to search every corner they're basically going to have to take the plane apart to make sure that there are no communication devices, listening devices where they could potentially basically use the plane as a mole to get information. And that would be high level information because it's Air Force One. So basically, Donald Trump said that the president of Qatar is gifting this plane to him. And then the president of Qatar came out and said that it's not a gift. So there's already shenanigans going on from the jump. Is it a gift or is it not a gift? But the funny thing about it is it's a gift to America, but Donald Trump is going to give the plane to his proposed library, which will provide him continued use of this airplane on the taxpayer's dime for the rest of his life. So he's going to have an airplane gifted, which is contradictive of the Constitution, because the Constitution says the United States of America will not take any gifts from foreign nations. Because they're looking at this multi-million-dollar plane as bribery. Now, Donald Trump has came out and he said that there's nothing nefarious about it, but they're saying that to take this plane apart and to check it to make sure that there's nothing nefarious about it, that it's going to cost more than the plane itself costs to be built. Because they're essentially going to have to take the plane completely apart. Because they could have put a listening device anywhere in this plane. They could have disguised a listening device as a computer chip, as a bolt, as a screw, as a rivet. So there's people in Congress that are saying that, and this is both sides of the aisle, that this is wrong. But we know this is wrong because the Constitution says that the United States of America will not accept any gifts from foreign nations. It's looked at as bribery. Donald Trump says it's a gift. The president of Qatar says it's not a gift. Who knows? Maybe he's buying the plane with taxpayer money. What's going on, Juggernaut? YWG said it's a bribe. Could it be a bribe? Republican Senator Ted Cruz said Tuesday that the plane possesses significant espionage and surveillance problems. Across the aisle, Democratic Senator Jack Reed, ranking member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, said accepting it would pose immense counterintelligence risk by granting a foreign nation potential access to sensitive systems and communications. Then Trump came out. Trump exclaimed in a social media post on Sunday that the Defense Department would be receiving a gift free of charge of a 747 aircraft to replace the 40-year-old Air Force One temporarily. The move would raise numerous ethics questions given the value of the jet. But it also raises serious questions about the security of the aircraft that could be used by the president to ensure continuity of government in an emergency situation. It has been estimated that the jet is worth $400 million, but a person familiar with the details of the potential plan said the value of the Qatari aircraft is closer to $250 million. Overhauling it could, according to the administration estimates the person had been briefed on, could cost as much as 3 times that. $750 to $1 billion to take this plane apart and put it back together. Even if used temporarily, as Trump has said he would, U.S. agencies would need to ensure there were no security vulnerabilities by essentially stripping the aircraft down to its frame and rebuilding it with the necessary communications and security equipment. A retired senior military official anonymously said, "You would want to check the plane out completely. Strip it down, check for bugs, things like that. Harden it to make sure nobody could hijack the electronics of the airplane. The ability for the president to command and control his military in worse days, that takes a lot." And the reason that Donald Trump has went outside the United States is because Boeing was supposed to deliver a new Air Force One 5 years ago. And they've been having delays, and they keep pushing back the time, and they keep pushing back the time. So now they said that the new Air Force One will be ready by 2027. Donald Trump has said that that's not sufficient. So he went to Qatar and asked them for an airplane. Bud Fouls, how you doing tonight? How you doing tonight? Juggernaut TV said he's done. He's stupid to do it. It could be a big ass bomb. It could be a lot of things. They could blow Trump up in it. It's already raising eyebrows. There are people that are saying that we can't accept it. Juggernaut said he's finding ways to spend taxpayer money without saying it directly. I mean, he's already said that once his presidential term is over, that's his plane. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. He's going to use taxpayer money to convert this plane that's been gifted to him by Qatar to fortify the plane, which they say is going to cost almost $1 billion. And then at the end of his term, he's going to keep the plane for his personal use. Oh, my bad. My bad to my Xbox homies. I had the mic on. My bad. My bad. Gino would hurt. My bad. My bad. Juggernaut said the Trojan horse effect. Why would he seems like a lot of things that Donald Trump is trying to do is, I mean, it's the same thing he does, he's been doing all his life. Skirt the rules. The Constitution specifically says that no official of the government or the United States of America will accept any gifts from foreign nations. A $400 million plane? Nobody's going to give Donald Trump a $400 million plane for nothing. For nothing. Why would Qatar give Donald Trump a $400 million airplane when he just tried to put tariffs on everything for free? $400 million plane. They're not giving you that plane with the expectation of nothing in return. Does that even sound logical? Does that sound logical, people? And I'm talking to the people with common sense. It's not common, but a lot of the people that watch adult conversations have common sense. Does common sense tell you that Qatar will give Donald Trump a $400 million plane with the expectation of nothing in return? Make that make sense. And we're just supposed to sit back and just watch Donald Trump spend all the American people's money on a plane that he's going to keep once he leaves office. After the American people pay upwards of $750 million to fortify and re-outfit this plane. Why would the American people foot the bill for a plane that he's going to use for his personal pleasure once he leaves office? Is that a gift? Is that a gift to himself for being the president? I don't understand it. The next thing that we're going to talk about in terms of Donald Trump is his arbitrarial abuse of power to take on 50 refugees when right now there's a zero tolerance against illegal immigrants. Now, Donald Trump came out and said that it doesn't matter if they're black or white. Well, if it didn't matter, why'd you bring it up? Race doesn't matter, color doesn't matter. He brought 49 people that despise melanated people. He brought 49 people into the country that despise melanated people. If we don't forget, South Africa used apartheid to dehumanize melanated people. I don't know how this can be explained. Okay. Scorp said Biden let all those Muslims come here after the war, and ain't nobody, I talked about it, Scorp. I've always said that if a war breaks out, it's going to come from inside America. Because all the groups that hate us, all the countries that hate us, have people from their countries who are here. But it is documented how melanated people were treated in South Africa. And just because apartheid ended doesn't mean viewpoints change. People say there's no racism in America. People get called nigger every day. I'm not going to say the N word. I'm just going to say it. Nigger. The hard ER. They are they are getting fast tracked to American citizenship. The president of South Africa personally called Donald Trump and told him he's making a mistake. These people are not being persecuted. I guess Donald Trump didn't believe him. Now, right now, the borders are supposed to be closed to everyone. Europeans, Africans, Dominicans, Russians. The borders are supposed to be closed. So this was arbitrarily done. This was arbitrarily done. I'm the president, I can do it. That's the only way to look at it. I'm the president, I can do it. I have the power. That's basically, man, hey, President Trump is treating Washington, D.C. like Castle Grayskull. He got the power. He's got the power. He's treating Washington, D.C. like Castle Grayskull. Trump's trying to get. YWG said Trump is trying to get their numbers up because they're not reproducing at a replacement level. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot I was still in thumbnail view. We're coming up on 30 minutes into the show. Hit the like button, share this video out, subscribe to the page. Join the conversation. How do you all feel about Donald Trump arbitrarily giving people citizenship? I guess he gave them one of the $1 million, 49 of the $1 million cards that he came up. $1 million card to get you citizenship. 49 of them $1 million cards. I mean, I'm not just talking to black people. I'm talking to white people. White people that aren't racist. How do you feel about Donald Trump bringing 49 people who despise melanated people into the country? Now, they may not personally despise because there's, nothing is ever 100%. I'm pretty sure that there were white people and Caucasian people, African and Afrikaners. I think that's what they're called, Afrikaners. I'm pretty sure that there were some Afrikaners that were parallel with abolitionists here in America. Yeah. No one race has ownership of bad people. There's bad people in all races. Nobody has ownership of bad. No one culture, race, however you want to put it, has ownership of bad, doing bad things. So, me saying that, I don't know if these people dislike melanated people, but I would think I think it's safe to say that not all 49, and they're coming because they're saying that indigenous Africans are taking their land. That's what's going on in not just South Africa, lots of places of Africa. Africans are trying to drive out Chinese, Europeans. They are trying to take over and take ownership of their resources, their natural resources. And I guess this is a byproduct of that. Yeah, that's what I did. They're taking their land back. Wow. Scorp King C, man, you was wow. Nah, it wasn't, I left it in mini version. But really, what is Donald Trump? I mean, what is he doing? Is Donald Trump just going by his own? I mean, what is the House of Representatives and what is the Senate there for? Congress as a whole, what I mean, they have no say so in none of what's going on. They cannot tell Donald Trump, President Trump, no. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. The dynamics of this presidency. It seems that there are no checks and balances. The executive staff gets their power from the House of Representatives and the Senate. That's not that's not happening now. President Trump has usurped their authority and assumed it. Donald Trump, because the thing about it is he has the double majority. And if anyone says anything bad about Donald Trump, he'll just shame them and they'll lose their next election. So there are people that are scared. He has taken the power of Congress and assumed it. There's no other way to look at it. I put a poll up. And we're going to get to Diddy. We're coming up to Diddy. But I put a poll up. Will Diddy get a life sentence for his alleged crimes? 80% said no, 20% said yes. We're going to talk about that in the next few minutes. Tell them, Score. Tell them, Score. Are you all happy with what Donald Trump is doing? And this question is, it's not, I mean, I'm asking the people who voted for Donald Trump, but I'm also asking the people who voted for other candidates because he's your president too. Are you happy with what he is doing? And what's crazy is he talked about President Obama, and I'm not saying this to big up President Obama. He didn't really do nothing for black people either. But one of his main talking points was talking about how President Obama played golf all the time. I think President Obama played golf 3 times, and you can count the number of times he played golf in 8 years on your hands. Donald Trump has already played golf at least 10 weekends since January. Yeah, they not playing. Yeah. YouTube is not playing. They turn me up in terms of my watch hours. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. But that is one of the reasons why we're doing 5 days a week, because I got a whole lot to talk about. Yeah, and I'm long-winded. And I need watch hours. So yeah, hit the like button, share this video out, subscribe to the page. YWG said, I'm happy. He's happy with Donald Trump because he is spreading out the evenly across the board. Everyone is getting bent over. Scorp said they warned her about cussing. Hey Scorp, I've been seeing the stuff. I've been Scorp. We told Scorp said she was gonna start putting some content out. Scorp, you've been putting out a whole lot of content. Y'all go check out Scorp Mama's page. It's a lot of entrepreneurs in the MA family. It's a lot of entrepreneurs in the MA family that specialize in making clothing, hats, merchandise. I don't think Queequee's in here tonight. She's another one of the entrepreneurs in here that creates things. Go check out Scorp's page. She's talented at creating things. She's a knitter. Go check her out. She makes hats, shawls, the men's ponchos that you can pull over ponchos. Go check her page out. She has been putting out content. We're going to pivot now. We're going to pivot. Hit the like button. Share this video. Subscribe to the page. We're going to pivot. We're going to get on Diddy. And Cassie's testimony was wild. We'll use that word. Star witness Cassie Ventura took the stand today, Tuesday, at Sean Diddy Combs' federal sex trafficking trial. She detailed physical abuse. He would knock me over, drag me, kick me, stomp me in the head, as well as the nature of the freak-offs, which she said included the hiring of an escort and performing under the direction of Combs. I got a few articles. And that's just one of the live contributions that was given by the Washington Post, as they were putting details as they were happening on their website. And I was watching the posts today as they were coming out. And some of the things that, I mean, they're worse than freaky. It's worse than freaky. It's kind of depraving, some of the stuff he was doing. And I should have put up a disclaimer. This conversation that we're about to enter is not for children. During the testimony, it was said that Diddy Combs had one of the escorts to urinate in Cassie's mouth during the freak-offs under Diddy's direction. The video that we've all seen where he tried to drag her back to the room, the security guard that taped that basically said that he saw one other man that was in the room with Diddy that morning. And he said the man didn't say anything to anybody, didn't even look at anyone. Now, the government is trying to portray that as proof that Diddy was pimping and pandering Cassie. The guy that made the video, he's not proven to be a virgin. He's giving information, but he's not. For the security guard, basically, wasn't a very good security guard. Because I used to be a area recruiter for security services, back in when I first started, when I finished my master's program. And one of the things that they were trained on extensively was logging reports and the amount of detail that were to be in those reports. And I'm not sure what security company that particular hotel was using, but this security guard was very, very lax on his details. And Diddy's lawyer was kind of pointing those things out today. But basically, they've gone all the way back to the beginning of Cassie's and Diddy's relationship, basically when she was an employee. And basically, they're saying that he used his power over her to coerce her into doing these things under the guise that they were in a relationship. I mean, the details that I mean, yeah. She just basically said that she felt violated, humiliated, and disgusted at what Diddy made her do in these free calls. But my thing is you stayed there for so long. Wow. I didn't hear that YWG, but YWG said it was said that Cassie paid out of her pocket for that action, allegedly. Um, allegedly, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I don't think Cassie was really paying for anything when she was with Diddy. I think he was footing the bill on mostly everything. Scorp said she is a liar. Scorp, are you saying that Cassie was a willing participant in these freak offs? And she got mad when Diddy wouldn't wife her? Asked how she felt. She was 22 years old when Diddy started proposing her to engage in freak offs. This was 3 years into them knowing each other. Asked how she felt when Combs first proposed engaging in the freak offs, Cassie said, I just remember my stomach falling to my butt. Just the nervousness and confusion in that moment. Freak offs were highly orchestrated sex parties that she said stemmed from Combs' interest in voyeurism. They would entail hiring an escort and setting up this experience so that I could perform for Sean. The freak offs became a job, she said, noting that other encounters took anywhere from 36 to 48 hours. The marathon sessions frequently require periods of recovery from dehydration, fatigue, and drug use. Shown still images from the now infamous 2016 security camera footage of Combs beating her at the LA hotel. Cassie said prior to the altercation, we were having an encounter called a freak off, and she was trying to leave. She said she didn't feel like she could say no to Combs because she didn't know what no could be or what no could turn into, which she said she learned could include violence and blackmail threats. Sean controlled a lot of my life, whether it was my career, the way I dressed, everything. I just didn't have much to say in it at the time, Cassie testified. Elaborating on why she felt it was so difficult to refuse Combs' demands, Cassie reiterated her fear of violence and blackmail videos from freak-offs being disseminated on the internet. Now, we know Diddy was sending those tapes out because 50 Cent talked about it. 50 Cent said that he received one of those freak-off videos involving Cassie and that he sent the video to Diddy and was like, Diddy, ain't this your girl? And Diddy was like, oh yeah, man, and laughed it off. And he was like, somebody sent me this. And said Diddy was like, what you think? You like it? And 50 said he lost all respect for Diddy at that time. Because 50 said that he was taken aback because he couldn't understand that this was your woman and this video circulating of her doing wild stuff. Now, he didn't say what she was doing in the videos, but he just said he received a video and he reached out to Diddy to ask him, why is this video of your girl floating around in the DMs? And Diddy just shrugged it off. Wow. Wow. I'm going to have to read all three of these paragraphs. I'm going to have to read all three of these paragraphs because this is wild. She said that her interactions with Combs, who owned the label, were platonic at first, but then he kissed her during her 21st birthday trip to Las Vegas in the bathroom of his hotel suite. And she was just really confused at the time and young. After the Las Vegas trip, Cassie said she was invited by Puffy to hotels in New York where they talk about music projects and albums. When Assistant U.S. Attorney Johnson asked what else happened at the hotels, Cassie took a deep breath and she said she was introduced to the idea of oral sex at the hotels. Cassie also noted that Combs is 17 years older than her and that she was sexually inexperienced when they first got together. She's saying that he didn't try anything until she was 21, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't think Diddy waited 3 years. And she's saying that he introduced oral sex at the 21st. I think he introduced that earlier on. I think he introduced that earlier on. And if you've seen Belly, if you've seen the classic movie Belly, then you'll understand what I'm saying. One of the characters in Belly was messing with a younger woman that was underage, under the age of 21 or whatever consent is. And basically, in the movie, he let her know that we're not having sex. You just gonna perform oral sex on me. So when I saw that, when that post came up today on Washington Post, I went back to that movie and I was like, I said, nah, he didn't do that at 21. He did that at 19 when he first met her. But when you look at the way that they showed how just over time, he manipulated her. Now, allegedly manipulated her. We're going to say allegedly. Nothing has been proven. Puffy's got his day in courts going on right now, but we do know he beat her. He dragged her, and there were freak offs. Is Diddy just a freak? Is being a freak a felony? And it's the first day, but baby oil and she said that the parties were drug fueled and things of that nature, but they didn't really talk about the baby oil. I think everybody's waiting for them to start talking about the baby oil and what was in the baby oil, because that is going to be big in this case, is the baby oil. Was the government able to get some of those bottles of baby oil? And has it been proven that the baby oil had been tampered with, had drugs and stuff been added to the baby oil? Wow. Let me go back and look at some of these comments. Wow. Okay. Juggernaut said Diddy was paying for all of it, but was giving the money to Cassie to pay them. He never handed any money directly to anyone other than Cassie, who was his girlfriend. YWG said the escort paid Cassie $1,000 to bump uglies with her. And Scorp said she wanted to be married. That's why she married the escort. I think the escort is playing her. I think the escort is playing her. The escort is using Cassie as a payday. Now, that's my opinion. That's what I see. But why would the escort marry Cassie other than to combine forces to go at Diddy? I mean, that's how I look at that. Is the escort knew that he could win. They could win against Diddy if they teamed up. I look at him as an opportunist who, Cassie's pregnant now, so only time will tell. But I see a whole lot of faults with dude. Scorp said if she don't go to jail, her and her kid's life gonna be in danger. Do y'all think so? If Diddy goes to jail, will Cassie's life be in danger? Scorp thinks that Cassie's life is going to be in danger. And if Cassie's life is in danger, you can most definitely believe that the escort's life will be in danger. What do y'all think? Will her life be in danger? And who was in that room when Cassie was trying to leave the freak off? And who is the 7-foot bodyguard that picked up Cassie from that hotel? So it was a 7-foot man that came and picked Cassie up. Who was the guy? Who were the participants of the freak off that day that Cassie tried to leave the freak off? The security guard said he didn't know who it was, just said the guy had on all black. And he was stocky. Diddy is a freak, but I think they're going to have a hard time passing him off as a pimp. Unless other women come out and say that Diddy was pimping them, coercing them. Will Diddy get off? That may have been the question I should have asked. I asked, will Diddy get life? Because there are people that are saying that some of the things that did, I don't see it. I don't see it. Did Cassie enjoy the freak offs and just get tired of them and didn't want to do them no more? Possibly. Possibly. And if Diddy didn't pay anybody, it's going to be hard to say that if Cassie was giving the money, then Cassie was paying the money. Scorp said Diddy knows something because he didn't take the plea. Yeah, there are a lot of people that saying, why didn't Diddy take that 5-year plea? What info does Diddy have that he didn't take the 5-year plea? That sounds like he got one of those get out of free cards. What does Diddy know? What is Diddy's joker that he didn't accept the plea bid of 5 years? Scorp said he knows something. What does he Scorp? What's he know? What does he know, Scorp? Who does he have? Does he have information on some of the people that were in those freak offs that probably don't want anyone to know they were part of the freak offs? Could that be it? Diddy's been doing true things. And I'm going to play this video if I can find it. Let me see, can I find it? if I'm going to play this whole video. But it will give you a gist. Could this video hold on. So if you haven't seen this video, it's going to trip you up. And just listen to some of the names on this video. Could this be his Joker?
He is with his nephew, naming names, as they say. Take a listen.
Drake.
Drake.
Oprah.
Oprah.
J-Lo.
J-Lo.
A-Rod.
A-Rod.
Will Smith.
Wilson Smith.
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys.
Look at this pretty hair. Black King God, dude. Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Snoop.
Snoop.
DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled.
Swiss Beats.
Speed.
Kelly Rowland.
Kelly Rowland.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
Maluma.
Luba.
Issa Rae.
Issa Rae.
Sierra.
Sierra.
Janelle Monáe.
And Monet.
Yeah, that's my sis right there. Lizzo.
Lizzo.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion.
J Balvin.
J Balvin.
Naomi Campbell.
Naomi Campbell.
That's your auntie. Yes, Naomi Campbell, your auntie.
Then how can you stop?
No, she's a supermodel. She's beautiful black woman in the world. She's one of our queens, our goddesses. Well, let's get back to the list. Okay. Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba.
Rita Wilson. Gabrielle Union. Dwayne Wade. Usher. Demi Lovato. Shaq and his whole family. Tracy Ellis Ross. Little Uzi Vert. Sway Lee. Rick Ross. Julian Huff. Diplo. E-Nice. Shreya. Burna Boy. The show Sir Singer. Nicole Scherzinger. Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls. Say Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls. That's right. Paris Goldman. Cara Delevingne. Winnie Harlow. Prince Montana. And a bunch of big surprises that I can't tell you. Because they're so big, sometimes they get busy and they forget that they committed to answering the phone and it's Easter. So
I must say that I'm not.
Wow. Wow. Some names is too big. We can't name them because they don't know when to answer the phone. What's going on, Hurt? A lot of people have said their score, like, why did he use his nephew? I thought it was his daughter. Why did he use his nephew to say those names? That was a long list of celebs. That was a long list of celebrities. And what he said at the end, there's some names on this list that are too big. We can't name them. They just need to understand they need to answer the phone when I call before they do get named. What y'all think about that list of people? Scorp said, wow. Juggernaut said, crazy. Why would he use his nephew? And why would he say what he said at the end? That lets you know that there wasn't good things that he was saying those names for. YWG said he was just giving them. I don't know if I want that shout out. I don't know if I want that shout out. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. What do y'all think about that list? And what Diddy said at the end of the video? I'm gonna put the link up. Anybody that's in here that wants to come up here and speak on that list that Diddy just named, coupled with him not agreeing to the plea deal. Is that list of people one of the reasons why he didn't agree to the appeal? Is that one of the reasons TD Jakes retired as pastor? It's a lot going on. Oh, the Pacers came back and beat the Cavs. The Pacers came back and beat the Cavs. Donovan tried. He tried. That was a crazy list, you all. That wasn't a regular list. That was a who's who. He said Shaq and his entire family. Shaq and his entire family. What was that list for? What was that list for? was the list for? Come on now. I need some interaction. Y'all heard that list. I don't, I came up with the question, but I will 100% say that I don't think Diddy's getting life. There's too many nuances. Is Diddy a bad guy? Yeah. Is Diddy a freak? Yeah. Is Diddy a criminal? That's to be proven by the prosecution. Because Diddy's going to say, I didn't tell her to do that. She did that on her own. She paid those guys. I like to watch. And if my girl was going to pay some guys and I was going to watch, and I'm being kind of facetious, but lawyers can be facetious sometimes, especially with legalese. They're going to paint Diddy's involvement down to the lowest level of, I was a participant in the freak-offs. That's what Diddy's going to say. He's going to say, I was just a participant. My girl was the freak. I like to watch. People are still going to listen to his music. I mean, if Diddy still have parties, people still going to go to his parties. You're going to have people that won't deal with him, but there will be more people that will deal with him. Because being a criminal don't stop you from being a power broker. Don King. Don King killed a man. Still became one of the largest promoters ever. I don't think people really care. It's a lot of stuff people don't care about. And people are going to look at it like what Diddy was doing in his bedroom with his girlfriend is, man, that ain't none of my business. That's what people are going to say. Do you all think Diddy's a bad guy? He is a woman beater. We saw that on tape. But is he a pimp? I don't know. I think a lot of what's going to happen to Diddy is going to be based off their baby oil and drugs. And did people knowingly ingest drugs? Did people, if there was GHB in the baby oil, did people know there was GHB in the baby oil? Did people know this? And that's why I think a lot of people that are in the industry don't really want to get pulled into this. Because if you knew if you knew, hey man, I got this baby oil, you're going to rub it on you, man, and you're going to be freaked out. They did it on their own volition. don't think you can prove that Puff Daddy coerced anybody. People wanted to get invited to Diddy parties. It was exclusive. I remember when Diddy came and had a party at the Kentucky Derby. It was exclusive. Now, I don't know if it was no freak-offs or nothing after the party, but it was exclusive. Not everybody got into that party. But everybody wanted to go to that party. And people still want to go to Diddy. Bow Wow said he's sad that there ain't no more Diddy parties. Is Diddy just a freak? Men with money can make women do a lot of things. I've seen it. Men with money can make women do a lot of things. We know this. We know this. We see it. I don't think they have a good case. They do have a battery case. But it's not like it was felonious assault. Simple assault? Yeah. It wasn't a felonious assault. Was it vicious? Yeah. But it was a simple assault. Oh, she just got mad. She didn't want to be in the freak off. It's going to be very, very hard to prove anything against Diddy. Because in order to prove it against, they got to have somebody other than Cassie and her husband. Cassie and her husband can't be the only two witnesses that they have that are going to provide some commentary to this. There has to be other people. Who are going to be the people that are going to corroborate the bad things that the government is trying to prove? Who are the people that are going to come forward to corroborate that stuff? And that's the problem. I think there's already one star witness for the prosecution that's missing. She's alive, but they don't know where she's at. And if they can't find her, they can't compel her to testify. Are any of these celebrities that Diddy named, are any of those people going to testify? What can they tell? We've all been to parties where it's drugs there. We've all been to parties where there's drugs there. Just because the drugs there don't mean you gonna use them. If you use them on your own choices. Yeah. I've been to parties and there was stuff laying out. I didn't touch it. I don't think no one can make you, unless you tied up, you handcuffed, and somebody stuffed the stuff in your nose, or that's what I mean by when I say that a lot of what's going to happen to Diddy is going to have a lot to do with that baby oil and if there were drugs in there. And who else will testify against Diddy other than Cassie and her husband? It can't just be them two. So to me, it just sounds like this is going to be a lot of taxpayer money spent for nothing. Because whoever was mad at Diddy, maybe they're still mad at him, but whatever pain they tried to inflict on him, they did. But I mean, maybe that doesn't work. Because you can best believe that somebody is behind this. This ain't just some police work and we came about it. And no, somebody set Diddy up. Somebody set Diddy up. Could be a mad woman. Could be a mad artist. Diddy's one of those polarizing individuals where you'll never figure out who did it. He might have got backdoored. I mean, he did get backdoored by Cassie, but it ain't really a backdoor. She in your face and you was slapping her around and doing whatever you was doing to her. You know, Diddy has lots of there's lots of artists who are broke because of Diddy. There are people that Diddy has wronged throughout his career. Could have been anybody that set Diddy up. You don't know. Could be somebody smiling in his face. Mad because of how he was treating Cassie. Sound like it might have been. It sound like a dude. Somebody, a dude snitched. Like, man, he got that good woman, and he's over there throwing her out like that, and all these men is groping on. Sound like a dude might set him up. That's just my point of view. Could have been a woman as well. Was mad how he was, but seems more like a dude got mad. Somebody might have somebody that might have liked. Could be the escort, but somebody is after Diddy, and it doesn't look like it's going to work. Now he's going to spend a whole lot of money, and he had to dissolve his businesses and put up, sell his businesses and things of that nature. So they did accomplish, the people that are after Diddy, they did accomplish some of what they said. They defamed him. They've made him use some of his money. But it doesn't look like the whole plan is going to work, because it doesn't look like Diddy's going to get any football years in terms of just from, and that's just my observation. Diddy might get 25 years. But I'm just saying, based off of what I'm seeing and what they have to prove, I don't see it. Can Cassie say Diddy gave her the money and to pay these guys and he just never? She can. But Diddy can say, I ain't give her money. She asked for some money, I gave it to her. What she did with the money in depths, man, I wasn't policing how she was. I'm just being an advocate for, yeah. Well, Scorp said 18 men went in her, and now she's pregnant. Yeah, the motive, we know the motive was money. We know the motive was money. And I'm saying, I don't know. But that escort put something in Cassie's head. He might have fell in love. He might have been tender. He might have been tender Richard. He might have had a tender Richard. what's the nickname for Richard? Escort could have got tender for Cassie. Because never in a man's wildest dream would he imagine that a lady of Cassie's stature would be paying him $1,000 to smash her. So he probably got in her ear. I mean, they had somewhat of a friendship because, I mean, he kept coming back and performing for Diddy. So I'm pretty sure that he probably put a little bit of that battery in her back. Like, you don't need it. You can be with me. We can be together. You don't need, I'll treat you right. I'll give you what you want. And we can take Diddy down at the same time. That's what, it just looks like it looks and sounds like a book. We just crossed over an hour and a half. Hit the like button. Share this video out. Subscribe to the page. I need some new subscribers. Subscribe to the page. But the motive was money. Because she couldn't hurt her. How else, other than in the wallet, how else could she hurt Diddy? Other than getting him put in jail. It doesn't, she got her money. But in order to get that money, she had to agree to testify against Diddy. She may not even have wanted to testify against Diddy. But he put her in a corner. You say you're going to give somebody some money like that, and then she's not one of your artists. She's your girl. And you can best believe she was gathering evidence, planning her exit. Scorp said she's going to be if Scorp said Cassie's going to be fearful for her life for the rest of her life. If Diddy goes, do you think she will be Scorp? Do you think even if Diddy doesn't go to jail, she will be in danger? Uh-oh, Pontoon Jody's listening and drinking. Uh-oh, what you over there drinking, Pontoon Jody? I'm drinking some wine in my Maas Appeal glass. Y'all can still buy these Maas Appeal glasses. I got a whole box full of them. I got some magnets. I got coasters, glass. If anybody wants these glasses, let me know. I still got some. I've sold some. My mom took one. No, she took two. You can still get these glasses. Wow. Listening, drinking, and driving? Okay, Pontoon. Chill out. Chill out, Pontoon Jody. Don't be drinking and driving. But yeah, I don't see Diddy going to, I don't see Diddy. Diddy may go to jail for simple assault. Wow. Scorp said either way, Cassie's in. So Cassie gonna have to look over her shoulder for the rest of her life. They're probably going to put some type of detainer that says that Diddy can't be within such and such amount of feet towards Cassie, because yeah, I can see Diddy going to places and just staring at her. They told Diddy, don't be in the public eye, don't be around no women. Diddy went to Central Park with a bunch of young chicks. So he's a habitual line crosser. So you could be right. You could be right, Scorp. She may have to look over her shoulder for a long time. she may have to look over her shoulder for a long time. Caramel Sweets. Caramel Sweets. That is entrepreneur number 2. Go check out Caramel Sweets page. Scorp and Caramel Sweets are the resident entrepreneurs with stuff that you all need. Caramel Sweets, is Diddy going to jail for life? Or is he just a freak? Pontoon Jody, is P. Diddy going to jail for life? Or is he just a freak? What do you all think? I think he's a violent freak. Probably when he's high. Because that concoction of stuff that was in that pink stuff, that's uppers, downers, and all arounders. You don't know which way is up with that stuff they was taking. You don't get to know. You gotta click the bell. You gotta go on my page and you gotta click the bell where it says receive all notifications. I sent you the pic. I said, this is what I'm talking about tonight. See, you don't see Caramel Sweets. You went on that date. That man got your attention. Pontoon Jody said she's never had wine. Is it like fruit juice? It can be if you get sweet wine. And sweet wine doesn't really have a kick like a Chardonnay or a red blend or, yeah. I mean, I've never really had a very, very strong sweet wine. I've never had a strong sweet red. You can get sweet red, Pontoon Jody. If you've never had wine, you should get you a sweet red. That'll be a good wine for you to start out on. If you like the sweet reds, then go to something a little bit less sweet. Then if it works, go to something a little bit less sweet. And then eventually, you'll be drinking big girl wine. Oh, okay. Caramel Sweet said Diddy will be all right. He knows way too much. He's just a freak. They gotta let his ass sweat. Okay, he's just a freak. Now, he's a nasty freak, but he's a freak. But is being a freak criminal? Yeah, Pontoon Jody. You're gonna have to get you some sweet. You're gonna have to get you some sweet red. Or get you something like a Pinot Grigio. Or I'll put it to you like this, Jody. Go to the liquor store and look for Stella Rose. If you find Stella Rose, you'll find something sweet that you like. Am I right, ladies? Should she just go to the wine store and get some Stella Rose? Would that be a good start for Pontoon Jody? She's never drank wine. Pontoon Jody, go to the wine store, go to the liquor store, and look for Stella Rose. And then find the fruit that you like, and I'm pretty sure they have a sweet version of it. Caramel Sweet said Diddy was open with his freakiness, and they didn't like how he had a lot of pull on some things. Yeah, that, and they didn't like that he tried to sue that very, very large conglomerate liquor company. That could have something to do with it too. So Pontoon Jody, the ladies told you the wine is good. You need, yeah, Pontoon Jody. You don't need no hard liquor, but get you some Stella Rose. I think Diddy's gonna get off. And there are going to be people that aren't going to deal with him. And there's going to be people that still work with him. What do you all think? I'm going to go back and look at the poll one more time. 10 votes. 80% no, 20% yes. Jug said Diddy's list is long as Epstein's. The thing is are there political people on Diddy's list? Now, we know Epstein had political people on that list. Does Diddy have political people along with those? Well, we know he had Harry, is it Harry? Prince Harry. I know Prince Harry's on. He didn't say nothing about Prince Harry, but they said Prince Harry's been to a Diddy party. I think Diddy gets off and he burns all the tapes up. Yeah, Pontoon Jody, I'm pretty sure they have Stella Rose. I think that Stella Rose is like the #1 lady wine, other than Barefoot. Barefoot and Stella Rose. Those are lady go-tos. Yeah, y'all be buying, ladies, y'all be buying that cheap ass wine. Stella Rose. Y'all know what I'm talking about, ladies. Barefoot. That's the lady staple of wines. Well, yeah, some ladies. But yeah. Pontoon Jody, Barefoot, Stella Rose. You know what? Jody, Carl Sweet, y'all just came in here, so we're gonna jump back. We're gonna jump back a little bit because we've had a lull on the Diddy news. See, I told you, Pontoon Jody. Caramel Sweet, she drinks brandy Stella Rose. Oh, Pontoon says she's gonna have her pinky out while she's drinking her wine. I thought that was for tea. I didn't know that was for wine. My pinky stay up under the glass. Yeah, no pinkies out over here. Nah, we not doing that. Pinky under the glass. Brandy Stella Rose, but brandy. Hold on, that's not wine. That's brandy. Well, I don't drink Stella Rose. I just know that that's the ladies' wine. They got a big old display, and yeah, all their wines are sweet. Watermelon, pineapple, cherry. Yeah, you'll find something that you like, Jody. It's probably about 5%, not 6%, something like that. And Jody, after you drink wine for the first time, you have to come back and tell me how you felt. Probably gonna get drunk off one glass. One glass of Stella Rose and Jody's gonna be drunk, y'all. XXL wine. Was he gave you a big bottle of wine, or that's a brand? YWG, he don't drink nothing but wine. He might be able to. He can help you out with the. He don't drink nothing but wines and fruit spritzers, alcoholic spritzers. He can tell you about this stuff. It's delivered. I don't know what that means in terms of wine, but okay. Okay. I know nothing about XXL wine. I know for people out there that like Chardonnay, I got a Chardonnay for you. It's called Octopus Chardonnay. It's so good. It's probably one of my favorite Chardonnays because it doesn't have that bitter aftertaste. But yeah, if you like Chardonnay, check out Octopus. But we talked about Donald Trump tonight and his quest to be gifted a Qatari Airlines 747 airplane and how it goes against the Constitution. We also talked about President Trump's arbitrary use of the Refugee Act when right now our borders are closed. And finally, we talked about Diddy and Cassie and some of the testimony that came out today in the trial. Tomorrow's show is a surprise. The thumbnail will go out. It'll be out earlier than this one was. But Diddy and Trump are the news again this week. And I think until Diddy's trial is over, he's gonna be at the top of the news cycle. He's gonna be at the top of the news cycle. What? Hold on, Jody. Hold on. You've never drank any wine. Hold on, Jody. You've never drank wine, but you've had moonshine? You don't need to drink no wine. You need to go get some more. You need to go get some cherry pie. I know they make that cherry pie moonshine in Tennessee, as well as the White Lightning. That don't have no taste. It's just strong. But yeah, cherry pie. Cherry pie is a very, very good. It's a good moonshine. And it's not a brand. People, it's just a flavor that different moonshine makers make. Cherry pie, so good. Carla Sweet says she got some peach moonshine. I had 2 bottles of moonshine. I drank them up. Yeah, they gone. Wow. Jody says she likes creams. I didn't even know they had creamsicle moonshine. Lemon. Wow. Creamsicle moonshine. That's one that I've never tasted. Scorp said moonshine is nasty as it. Nah, Scorp, you just ain't had no good moonshine. You haven't had no good moonshine. Moonshine is, you can find good moonshine in Kentucky. You can find good moonshine in Kentucky. They make it. No, I'm not talking, Jody. I'm not talking about the moonshine you buy at the liquor store. I'm talking about the moonshine. Yeah, the black market moonshine. She said, I live in the mountains. They make it. It's illegal everywhere. What? Squirt moonshine made you sick? That ain't. I've never had no moonshine make me sick. And anybody that's in here that's new, at the end, towards the end of the show, the topic goes somewhere else. Topic goes. We're talking about moonshine. Moonshine is moonshine will open your nostrils up. Wow. Carmel Sweet said her older cousin may say, boy, oh boy. You might have to bring. Well, y'all are coming up for Cincinnati Jazz Festival, correct? You know what to do. Pontoon says she's tried the cherry pie. James drinks all that stuff. Sometimes I take. Jody, you went from drinking it to now you take a sip. You're going to be drunk when you drink that wine, Jody. Yeah, get you some Stella Rose, Jody. Diddy's not going to jail for life. Diddy's not going to jail for life. Donald Trump has taken the power of Congress away from them and added their power to his arsenal. Because any other president would not be trying to be gifted a $400 million plane and nothing be expected in return. That's not how capitalism works. And anyone who doesn't see it that way, you need to change your thinking. Ooh, Pontoon Jody, I need some of that. I need some of that stuff, Jody. Some of that Tennessee, some of that Tennessee, some of that Tennessee, some of that Tennessee moonshine. I need some of that. Hey, these ladies in here, boy, y'all got y'all hands into a little bit of everything. I'm glad y'all part of the MA family. So, yeah. I had to do the Birdman hand rub. Moonshine. But yeah, we had a good conversation tonight. We got about 4 minutes left in this show. Like I said, we talked about Diddy, we talked about Trump. Tomorrow's show was going to be today's show. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about, is the reason that society is in a downward trajectory is because there are more low-income families having babies as opposed to middle class and upper class having babies. There are sociologists that are saying that That is the reason that society has taken a downward turn, is that there are more low-income families having babies with that mentality. And that mentality is breaking down society. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Juggernaut said Trump gets the plane goes down, Vance is the president, and goes to stay on the island with Epstein and watch the world go. So Jug says that Epstein's still alive. I don't know. I don't know.
Lab Addicts
I don't know.
Music Group.
But y'all got me 5 days a week now going forward. The topics. We're going to talk about all types of things in season 2. So get ready. We're going to talk about UFOs. We're going to talk about Bigfoot. We're going to talk about the end of this cycle, this age. As we go into the age of Aquarius, we're going to talk about all those different topics.
Lab
So
Addicts
get ready.
Music Group.
Yeah, this has been another edition of Adult Conversation with Maas.
Lab Addicts
I'll
Music
get
Group.
with y'all tomorrow night at 9. Be ready. I'm out.